Hi, this is William from Global English TESOL courses, and this video is a little introduction to the business lesson plan. Now, if you've been working your way through the Global English Business English course, you'll have seen that we've covered a lot of areas that business students really often need to get to grips with. Things like making presentations, negotiation, key areas for a personal exchange, social chit-chat, all of those things. But this business lesson plan is actually about a reading lesson based on advertising. Now, there's a couple of things to note here, and I think the first one is that we've actually broken one of our golden rules with this lesson plan. Because if you've been taking this as part of one of our main courses, you'll know that we say that you should always try and make sure that you don't just take material off the internet, but actually that you find something that's treated for your students' level. Well, we've broken that rule here. There are a couple of reasons why we've done it, and I'll go into that in more detail. But this is to help you as you come to plan your lesson, to think about the kind of things that you could do with your student, and hopefully it'll highlight some of the pitfalls that you might fall into. So hopefully that experience will help you as you come to write your plan. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. Okay. So the first thing to remember is that this is a plan based on reading. So the students have been presented with a piece of text that we've shown you and we've given to you here. Now, it is taken from the internet and it is in native English, so it's not what we would usually do. But the reason that we've done this is, first of all, to show that we can. It is possible with some provision. Now, it's not a reading that's taken from left field, something that's irrelevant. The theme is actually healthy eating and how that is marketed. So it's something that should be of interest to your students because it's just relevant to everyday life. The second reason we've done it is because it's quite short. So there are some new words here, and you will need to be pre-teaching those words. We'd strongly recommend you do that at the presentation stage. But the key thing is here, it's not a long reading, so it's something that should be manageable for your intermediate level business learner. The other thing to say about this reading is that actually it's quite engaging, and even though it's old now, it still is relevant. Kraft, the company, are still going today and they're still competitive. So that's something that we can bring out in the lesson itself with the learner. Now, we recommend that you do some kind of engagement activity, and that could be simple questions, but what really works well here, we suggest, is actually bringing in some Oreo cookies or something else that Kraft has made into your lesson and actually, sharing that with your student or getting them to talk about it. That's a really engaging way of getting them warmed up into this lesson. So try and do something that's at least visual or physical rather than just discuss. When it comes to the reading itself, think about how you're going to identify whether your student has understood it. Remember, it's not enough just to say, "Do you understand?" They may just nod and say, "Yes, I do," but actually not have developed a full appreciation of what the text is trying to say. So ask concept questions, questions to actually test the meaning of what's in the text. And then if you can, go deeper. Think about some comprehension questions that will actually draw out some of the themes behind it. Maybe things that aren't expressed in the actual text, but underlie it. So do think about how you're going to do that with your student. Okay, so now we come on to the practice stage. I think the pitfall that sometimes people fall into here is, oh, well, it's a reading lesson, so I'll find another reading, maybe based on healthy eating or based on marketing. Actually, we've introduced enough new language already for this intermediate level student. So our speaking activity or our writing activity, something productive to balance that receptive reading they've been doing, needs to build on from what's gone before. The suggestion here is to do something that uses that new language. Set it within the theme of advertising, possibly, or maybe healthy eating, or both if you can, and bring the students' experience in here. Ask them how it relates to their life, or their company, or their job, or what they do, and build a role play or a task that enables them to express themselves. And this will be really helpful for you in seeing how well you've achieved that aim of getting them to target this new language and be able to use it productively. Finally, send them out on a high. If you haven't done a taste test of a couple of different craft products or a couple of products that you have local to you, why not try it? See if they can tell which is the option full of sugar and which is the healthy one. Talk about maybe their daily routines and lives. Healthy eating, how big a deal is it? Is it important? If they have children, what do they give the kids for breakfast? Those kind of things. So all of those things could be relevant and a very good way of closing this lesson out. I hope that's helpful for you and really hope you enjoy putting together this plan for a business English student.